Hey, and welcome back. So today we are going to be talking about decluttering and what I regret about my decluttering process. So this is going to be a very interesting topic, or a very interesting talk, because I know it's a little controversial, but like I said, I have a lot of regrets and I wanted to share them with you guys. So if you are in the decluttering process and kind of being aware of these ideas before you get rid of things.
Hey, welcome to the suburbs. I'm Clarissa. I'm a housewife and mom to 3 beautiful children. Join me on my journey as a housewife, mom, homemaker, and homeschooler, where it's always sunny in the suburbs.
So before we start this chat, this is a club hosted by my sweet friend Joy from Organized with Joy. So she hosts Thoughtful Thursday every first Thursday of the month, where other creators come together and talk about a topic of choice. So if you want some more inspiration and some more inspiring talks and chats, don't forget to check out Organized with Joy's channel. I will make sure to leave her channel link in the description along with that playlist. So grab a pile of laundry, let's get folding, and let's get this laundry done together. I think it's really interesting because there's a lot of videos and articles, and just the whole minimalist decluttering process is just really big right now. And before I start, don't get me wrong, decluttering and living as minimal as possible is an absolute wonderful lifestyle. And I think that is definitely has helped me in my life just overall. So I'm not a full-blown minimalist, but I actually do think that we are a little bit more minimal than other families that I've seen. I mean, of course, there's always room for improvement. So I'm not going to say that we're complete minimalist, but we don't have as many things, I feel like, than some, but we still have a lot more than a minimalist, of course. So I'm not going to say we're minimalist, but I definitely think we have got rid of so many things. I wanted to talk about a lot of my regrets that I do have with the decluttering process. I am still decluttering also, by the way. I mean, I still have things I'm decluttering, but there have been a lot of regrets that I have when it comes to decluttering, and I wanted to share these thoughts and ideas with you guys. So if you are in the process of decluttering, just giving you guys this awareness before you declutter some of these things. The first regret I have is getting rid of the kids' toys. I didn't get rid of all of their toys. Don't get me wrong, they still have stuff, but I got rid of so much stuff. Like, I can't even tell you how many items I got rid of when it came to both of my sons. So my older son, so I do have 3 kids. Not really my daughter's stuff. That's only because she did take a little bit, some of the hand-me-down toys, plus she also is a girl, so we are buying her some other toys that are not boy toys. But what I was going to say with that is that my older son, who is 10, during this whole process, he's been giving toys that he doesn't really play with to my younger son. And then plus my younger son would get toys from birthday parties, from Christmas, and just those events and stuff. So, you know, toys were accumulating. And I was in this decluttering process of getting rid of things. We had train tables. We had just so much stuff. I was always so frustrated with all of the toys that were just all over the place. And I started getting into this decluttering kick where I wanted to get rid of things because, you know, I saw other people saying how easy it was to get rid of things. Life was easier, less toys to clean up. Just this whole idea behind it. And don't get me wrong, again, those ideas are definitely true in some ways. But what I've noticed since I got rid of so many of their things, first off, my older son, he is in a transition from childhood to preteen. That's also kind of a big reason he doesn't really play with toys anymore. So he does have different interests. So with that being said, he doesn't really play with a lot of the toys anyways that he did give to his little brother. But now I feel like he doesn't have a lot. Same with my 5-year-old now. He had got a lot of hand-me-downs, but then I started kind of getting rid of things like, oh, well, you know, we don't need this McDonald's toy. And, you know, and we probably didn't. But, you know, just kind of going through that, the train table is just kind of, I feel like was taking up too much space and no one was really playing with it. But now they're really into playing with Legos and putting things together. And I wish I didn't get rid of that train table. So I also got rid of a lot of my 5-year-old's things as well. So even though he was getting hand-me-down stuff, I was getting rid of things, kind of looking at stuff and getting that decluttering minimalist mindset. He doesn't need this. He doesn't play with it. It's just taking up space. I was getting rid of. And then I noticed that his room was kind of like almost bare. And I did include him in this process. Like there was times where he just didn't really care about some of the stuff, so that's why it was easier for me to get rid of it. But now with that being said, I feel like they don't have a lot of things. And I know you shouldn't have attachments to things, but the only benefit to them having these toys and having all of these games and all of this stuff was that they were doing things off of screen. And that is where I regret getting rid of stuff, because they had so many options. I ended up getting rid of so many things because, again, I felt like it was like junky toys or, you know, whatever mindset I was going through and decluttering ideas I had at that moment. Now it almost is like they're more gravitated towards screen time because they don't have a lot of things to play with anymore. And they are very imaginative, even both of them. Like they really imagine with a lot of things, making forts and doing all these fun things and going outside. And, you know, they do still have all their bikes and stuff like that. But when it comes to all of the other things that I wish they did have, I regret it, because now I feel like they are more gravitated towards screen time because they're bored. They want to watch TV or they want to play video games after school. They are allowed to have video game time. So I do let them do that. But I feel like if they had more things, they would have not been gravitating towards electronics because they would have had the things to play with. So that is actually something that I really regret. And now I feel like I want to like rebuy things, because there's things that I'm like, gosh, why did I get rid of this? Why did I get rid of the train table? Because that could have been used for them when they were doing the Legos, because now they're just doing all their Legos all over the floor or trying to drag their Lego boxes on the tables, and it's just a bigger mess when they could have just did it on the train table. You know, it's just things like that where I think that just being aware when you're decluttering your kids' toys, that yes, toy clutter is a huge thing. Don't get me wrong. And I know a lot of kids do have tons and tons of amounts of toys. Just being aware that you're getting rid of the part of them playing with toys, being imaginative with their play. And that is what I regret. You kind of get the idea, is being aware of what you're getting rid of with your kids. So the second thing I have when it comes to decluttering regrets are some clothes. So I actually haven't really had too many decluttering regrets with my kids' clothes. Most of their stuff, if there is something sentimental, I have kept it when it comes to their baby clothes. So I'm really glad that I kind of made that choice to not get rid of some outfits, like, you know, infant outfits or things they came back in the hospital with, which I've seen people have regrets on. So I'm really glad that I didn't do that. So I do have a little box for them with their like sentimental things when they were a baby. But when it comes to clothes, at least with my stuff, there's a lot of stuff I don't miss or regret getting rid of. But when I was going through the decluttering process with my clothes, I was kind of like, again, watching all these videos, trying to get inspiration, because of course it's hard to get rid of things as it is. And when it came to the clothes situation, there were a lot of things that I kind of regret that I got rid of. And when it came to seasons, I was getting rid of more clothes in certain seasons than others. And that's maybe because I guess I just didn't really think about it. I think that I didn't like organize my clothes correctly and by season, and how many shirts I had for winter or, you know, summertime or shorts and just, you know, things like that. So then I was getting rid of a lot of things, and there were a lot of designer things that I got rid of as well. And again, I'm not trying to say to attach yourself to these items, but I got rid of these things and I'm like, why did I do that? Like I look back, I'm like, I wish I would have had that purse. Like even now, there was a time that I really needed just a little purse, just a little tiny one. It was a little bit fancier to go to dinner, and I didn't have it because I got rid of all my purses. Because I used to be like, oh, I don't need this purse because I never go out to fancy events or I never go to fancy dinners anymore because I'm a mom now, you know, just kind of things like that. And I had all these nice little pretty purses, and then I didn't have them anymore. So kind of just being aware of making sure to keep things for possible events. Now, of course, you're not going to need 10 different purses for one outing, of course, but just kind of being aware, like, hey, you know what? There may be a time that I need to go to an event, a wedding, a nice dinner, a date. I need to at least have one purse. Like, I'm just giving an example. That was a good example when it came to purses. Or even when you're decluttering your clothes, kind of making sure you're organizing things by season and not over getting rid of things, if that makes sense. It's like when you're going through the decluttering process, you just don't really think about those things, but just kind of making sure you're organizing things evenly. I think that would be the best. More of what I'm trying to say is making sure you're evenly organizing how you're decluttering clothing items, along with making sure that you do have those pieces for the maybe event. just being aware to make sure you at least have it there. So if you do come across it, and at least you have at least 1 to 2 options instead of going rebuying the items. The last regret I have, and this one's kind of an odd one, but my last decluttering regret is getting rid of decorations. Okay, so I know this is kind of a weird one because of course you don't want to have like an over amount of decorations. And of course, if you do like that, if you like your house to be very overly decorated, everyone has different ways on how they want their homes to feel. But that is actually one thing. I do like my house to be decorated. So I don't like it to be overly decorated, but I like for it to feel cozy. I like to feel like there's stuff on the wall, there's decorations, it's nicely put together. And that's just something that I do like. But I got rid of so many decorations over the years. I really actually regret that because now I feel like my house is really bare and I can't go and rebuy these items because I'm not saying I live in this massive, large house or anything, but my house is a little bit larger, so I have more spaces to fill and it almost feels just empty in a lot of the rooms because again, I got rid of so many decorations. I got rid of paintings and I'm like, gosh, if I would have kept this painting, I could have maybe put it in this room or used it in this other room, and I can't go and rebuy these paintings or rebuy the curtains because maybe I could have found a way to repurpose these curtains in different areas, maybe redecorated. So that's kind of something that I kind of regret a lot because now I feel like my house is very bare and I don't like that feeling. I like to have a little bit more of a cozy feeling, but not like overwhelming. I don't even know if that makes sense, if I'm making sense on that. With that being said, my tip for this is kind of realizing what your decorating style is. So looking at how you want your home to feel before you get rid of the things or while you're getting rid of the things. If you do like your home to be very bare to the point where you don't have decorations, then that is okay to consider getting rid of maybe those items that you have. But if you are the type that you do like to feel a little bit cozier, you do like things to be a little more decorated, taking that into consideration before you're getting rid of things. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, got some tips and ideas before decluttering. Again, I'm not saying decluttering and minimalism is a terrible thing. I don't want anyone to think that because I do think that it has made my life a lot easier in so many different ways, considering these ideas and tips before you get rid of things. I hope this brings you inspiration to declutter and also think about the decluttering process and how you want to get rid of things. Don't forget to check out Joy's channel at Organize with Joy. Her channel link is in my description. And also don't forget to check out the playlist so you can get more inspiration from all these wonderful creators. They always come up with such great topics and chats. So don't forget to check them out. Check out that playlist. Also, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.
For a little bit, let's get into it.